Oh, what's good? What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Humble Warrior. Back at you guys with another video. So this time, apparently making the hot topic headlines is Tua Tagovailoa in his virtual interview he did for the Atlanta Falcons. Apparently, there's various clips going around showcasing what he talked about. I've watched a few of them and people's opinions on how he basically shitted on the Dolphins, and there's some things he said, especially when they asked about the situation. He was quoted by saying it was unique, which is what came out of his own mouth. And I'm like, how does him saying it's unique turn into a bad thing? He didn't name drop. He didn't say coaches or players. He didn't say nothing like that. He didn't say nothing that was crazy. But because he said it was unique, nah, that's a problem. Was it not unique? Did they not lose Tyreek Hill? Did they not actually improve on offensive line play? Did they not heavily rely on one man, which is Devon Achane? But aside from all that, he also said that his play last year was shitty. I'm just going to call it what it was. He understands that being in Atlanta, he's going to be in competition. That's another thing that people got rubbed the wrong way by, was the competition line that he uttered by saying, oh, he was given the job in Miami and he didn't have to compete, or he'd have to beat out anybody. If my memory serves right, I mean, they did draft a quarterback in the 7th round last year to quote-unquote replace Tua. And then before that, they did bring in, didn't they bring in Tyler Huntley to compete with Tua? They also brought, granted, these guys are not great. Zach Wilson, Tyler Huntley. Who else do we have? They drafted, what's his name? Thompson from Washington. He was like the 7th pick as well. They had a few guys that quote unquote competed with Tua for a starting job, and they were not going to beat him out. But I would not say it was handed to him, because if that's the case, then 2024, he would have started to lose that job. But clearly he was the better option at quarterback for them to be successful. And they were close, but they didn't get the job done. Nonetheless, he has competed for everything he's earned. His rookie and sophomore campaign, he wasn't starting. He wasn't starting. So I know, actually, I'll take it back. His rookie, he didn't start. His sophomore campaign, he did. And then from there, he started on. But people make it seem as if he didn't go out there and compete for nothing. He competed. If he sucked in games, especially with Brian Flores, if he was that bad, Brian didn't mind pulling him for Ryan Fitzpatrick. And we saw that. We saw him get pulled. So it's not like he didn't have competition to go against. The worst part about it was, I don't think he had the adequate competition to compete against. He had other guys out there. It wasn't like he was out there by himself, but it wasn't adequate competition. But you can't bring a damn C.J. Stroud or Lamar Jackson to the Dolphins. That's not the offensive scheme doesn't fit those type of guys. So that's never going to work. So people got to really stop trying to make it all about what Tua said and face the reality of what the Dolphins are. Then he also said, his play, or he wants to play better football than last year, because again, he played like shit. He really did. But this ain't about last year. This is about him making a Zoom call, and the guy that reported it put it out there, and they say, everybody eating it. Then he went on the radio. Then he called into a very popular Atlanta sports talk show to get him an over the phone interview. And because he didn't do a presser with the Falcons, now people are shitting on him for that. He's there to compete. Granted, he's not going against Michael Penix. They signed Trevor Siemian. That's who he's going against, because Michael Penix is still recovering from his injury. But when Michael Penix returns, they'll be going at each other. But I truly believe 1,000% that Tua's going to ball out next year. Now I'm just hoping that the Falcons can win more games than the Dolphins, meaning they have a way better record. And he's the one of the catalyst reasons why, because everybody knows that their best option right now at quarterback is Tua. If the Falcons did not believe in him, then guess what? They would have went and got Kyler Murray. They would have waited to get Kyler Murray because he came available like a week or two later. As soon as the 14th hit, Kyler Murray got cut by the Arizona Cardinals. And then, no, he got cut a week later. And then the Vikings picked him up the very next day. So if Atlanta truly was sold on going to get Kyler Murray, then guess what they would have did? They would have not even informed Tua they was coming after him. They would have literally said, let's go get Kyler. Right? Since people, it seems like the Dolphins fan base, and I when I say this, I disassociate myself from people that talks like this. They have a hard time letting Tua go. They have a hard time moving on with Malik Willis. They always want to talk about him. And it seems like he did a Zoom interview that got put out by somebody else that wanted to get his numbers. Because he interviewed Tua, now it's blowing up. It's all over the place. And it's like, for what? What is the divine purpose you're getting out of this by blasting him for what he said? He didn't call out the organization. He didn't call out a single player or a single coach. He said it was unique. Tua saw the writing on the wall last season. He knew they were not going to move forward with him, but Eric Sullivan had to play the part, say the right things in front of the camera. But we already know behind the scenes, he already made up his mind. He was not going forward with Tua. And he was just trying to buy time to find a team that was willing to take him on and, be done with it. But he couldn't, they weren't going to take on that contract. So the Dolphins had to do so. But they were willing to cut him and let him go. And that's what they did. And there was no hard feelings from him to the Dolphins. No hard feelings. He knew his play was shit last year. Most people will look to find reasons or excuses to not even try to take the blunt of it. They'll find reason to blame everybody else around them, especially his circumstances that he dealt with for 6 years there. Now he's going to a better situation with offensive line, offensive scheme, playmakers, play calling. His defense going to be much better. So he's walking into a totally different situation. But why continue to shit on him from Miami when now he's in Atlanta? He has not called out a single element of the Dolphins organization. Not the fan base, not the media, not the coaching staff, not the players. He made that interview all about his play and what he saw that he could have done better. But people want to turn around and say, oh, well, by him saying it's unique, he's basically shitting on the coaching staff and the players. No, it's unique from the standpoint that was the first time he had a really, really bad season. And when you accumulate the numbers that he's put up, he's had so far, he's had a pretty good damn career. He don't have the postseason accolades to speak for it, but 120 touchdowns over 6 years, that's pretty damn good. And here's the kicker. He got 10 more than Jalen Hurts, who got 110 career passing touchdowns. And Jalen had way more talent. If you want to compare resumes, let's go. Jalen had a way better team than Tua had, and Tua got 10 more passing touchdowns than him. Which posed the question, is Tua underrated? Very fair question. Is he? To do that with what you had, and people can say he had Tyreek for, 3 years? 3 years of Tyreek Hill minus the injury last season, and he put up those numbers. And before he had Tyreek, I think before he got Tyreek, he had a total of 25 touchdowns, I think. And granted now, Tyreek didn't eat up all his touchdowns. Other guys ate too, but Tyreek had one season, Tyreek had 13 touchdowns. One season he had 8, and I think another season he had like 10 or 11. So he ate up like about 37 touchdowns. from Tua, something like that. Waddle had like 25, 26 touchdowns from Tua. So those two alone got the majority of his touchdowns that he accumulated. But it goes to show you how efficient he was over a 6-year period. And then he got over 18,000 yards already in just 6 years. So if you do the math, if he plays another 6-7 years, he can get over 100K. Not 100K, but he'll probably get like 80, 90,000 yards, something like that, career yards. With maybe 200-300 touchdowns. But I just don't understand what's the point of doing all that with him. What's the point? It would have been better had people just listen to what he had to say and cognitively came out with your own conclusion or your response to it versus getting your feelings about what the man said. Just like he said social media, he don't have social media. He only use YouTube, and that's for fishing and spearfishing and stuff like that. People got any feelings about that? He has a whole PR team that literally goes and looks at things being said about him. So he's aware of what's being said. He's not reading it directly. He knows about the support and about the negative things. But he's never ever going to come after nobody. Because the moment he does, people keep those receipts. That's why it's laughable. The worst thing you can do is respond to a damn nobody on the internet. Because the moment you do, they're keeping that. It's like ammunition. And they're going to screenshot it, put it in a damn little reel or whatever, and they're going to go viral off that moment. Or get a lot of attention off that tweet or post or whatever. So Tua is smart by what he does. I just don't understand what people have so much animosity toward him for over this. This is pointless. And it's the offseason. That's how you know they have nothing else to talk about. It's like they're waiting around for him to do stuff like this. And once it's posted, even though he wasn't the one that posted it, it literally gets dissected and thrown up and dissected again and thrown up and dissected again. Ingested and thrown up. Ingested and thrown up. Like, it makes no sense to do this. But I guess now we're so bored, we got to talk about Tua and what he said, even though he's in Atlanta now. And we're probably focusing on the Dolphins. Well, that's my take on that, guys. I'm tired, so peace.